Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Listen, thank you for tuning in. And what we want to talk about is right now is you're all probably waiting and wondering when's crypto really gonna start to do the kind of super to the moon sort of blast off, whatever. When you're saying. Well, I'm going to say in three letters. Well, three letters and two letters and a number. I'm going to give you when crypto's going to take off. Two letters and a number. Q E 4. That's when crypto's going to take off. And I mean really the big time. Start to become integrated into the system and start to become a real financial asset. Now, Bitcoin, I've been noticing moves with Bitcoin and gold in the gold market. And this is because Bitcoin itself, right now, being as it's like digital gold, is just starting. It's in the first initial stages of starting to become, it's changing from a speculative investment into a safe haven asset. Money's searching for a home right now in the world. The scatterbrained financial system that we have right now, that's over leveraged. Money's looking for a safe home. What are they going to buy? Italian bonds? The yield's only like 2%, and it's actually worthless paper. It's worse than junk bonds. Worse. What are they going to buy? Where are you going to put your money? Big time. I'm talking about big time money managers that have billions of dollars they have to allocate. They can't buy physical gold. That's just basically like, if you say to them, buy some physical gold, they're taking in money from investors across the United States, these money managers. And the thing about it is banks and institutions rely on them to invest your money, right? They can't invest in gold. What if the price goes down? And how are they going to buy physical? It's how are they going to store it and everything else? And the price could go down on it. No, they buy into things more like treasury bonds and into exchange traded funds and the stock market. They invest your money in what they consider to be a safer place where they're going to make yield. They're chasing yield. They're tremendously chasing yield. Now, they want to buy things that they can buy with a click of a mouse and not have to take physical possession. It's as simple as that. If Bitcoin becomes more stable in its price action, they will start considering Bitcoin chasing yield, because they can take a look at Bitcoin's track record and they can see that since 2009 till now, there's been tremendous yield. Just take a look at the whole thing, where it is right now, $5,000, and you could have had it for like $2. That's yield. Long-term investment. Bitcoin has tremendous yield. Its charts show its yield. Sure, it goes up and down big time, but it always ends up more stability and more stable at a higher price, much higher price. Always higher. And it's no different now. Ultimately, HODLers are going to make it really well. So let's take a look. The answer is, when's Bitcoin really going to take off, is QE4. So let's take a look here. We got to get the charts open. Give me a sec, guys. Okay, we got the charts open, and we're taking a look at this article right here about QE4. Why markets should get set for QE4. And this is a story from the Financial Times. It says, world's financial system has become dependent on huge central bank balance sheets. Now, they're trying to shrink the balance sheet back, and they've been working at this for a while now. It's called quantitative tightening. And this is the reason why the cryptocurrencies, this is probably a big reason why, and maybe not the only reason why, but a big reason why Bitcoin has fell off from $20,000 all the way down to where it is now, $5,000. Bitcoin is actually showing strength in this sort of environment by staying around $5,000. is showing tremendous strength in an environment where the Federal Reserve is actually destroying $50 billion from the system every month. They're still doing it, but they're reversing it. They're in the process of reversing it. And ultimately, this process is going to be speeded up because they can't unwind this system without the system completely crashing. So it's this kind of shock, they're talking about a deflationary crisis, could reverberate and trigger a rush from investors into high-quality short-term instruments such as government-backed treasury bills, central bank reverse repos, and bank reserves. So, is another crash coming? Much depends upon the central banks, whereas the global financial crisis was caused by too much private sector leverage. Our concern today is growing shortage of central bank liquidity, caused by the deliberate unwinding of the quantitative easing policies. In other words, quantitative tightening is this deliberate unwinding of these bank policies that were put in place to replace the private sector funding that evaporated in 2007-2008. This policy is draining funds from the wholesale money markets. The bottom line is that liquidity matters hugely, and modern financial systems cannot function without large central bank balance sheets. In short, we expect to see another round of central bank asset purchases, quantitative easing far sooner than many people expect. I'm predicting we're probably going to see it before the end of 2019. And this is going to be rocket fuel for crypto. So crypto's in this environment right now where quantitative tightening has drained liquidity out of the system, and we're seeing the effects of that and keeping Bitcoin from really breaking free and going big time. You know what I mean? So let's take a look at another story here. Visa and Coinbase they team up on a crypto-backed debit card. You know, this is kind of big too, because Visa says in another example of how fiat and digital currencies are converging, the financial service industry, Visa, on Thursday unveiled a debit card that lets users buy things with fiat money converted from crypto stored in their online wallets. This means that you can actually go out and purchase things with a Visa card using your coins. But anywhere, you can buy things anywhere. This makes your cryptocurrency much more usable. This convergence, this new Coinbase card is directly tied to a person's cryptocurrency balance and digital wallets managed by the eponymous digital currency exchange. I'm just going to click on eponymous digital currency exchange and see what comes up. Buy and sell cryptocurrency, Coinbase. There we go. You know, create your cryptocurrency portfolio today. So, Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin today. Bitcoin is $5,028.31, and it's been staying strong over $5,000. It surprises me. I was expecting a downturn, really, kind of. Expecting a downturn. I'm hoping for a downturn. But you know, I'm willing to pay these higher prices. But I got to get paid first. But I'm willing to pay these higher prices. I want a little bit more Bitcoin. I'm trying to save Bitcoin. It's very difficult, you know, because I have a very limited budget, and it's very difficult. I can only buy small little pieces to a time, you know, but put those little pieces together and keep adding them up, and I'm slowly working on getting a coin, you know, and that's where I'm at with it. Let's take a look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations today. What we're looking at is $172 billion, $172.5 billion, that is, 51.9% Bitcoin dominance, and the coins are moving up today, but not a lot. It's not huge. It's 0.87% on Litecoin. It's just under 80 bucks, $79.30. Bitcoin Cash, $283.61. Ethereum, $164. So what we're seeing here is we're still in the bear market. We're also seeing the effects of quantitative tightening. Quantitative tightening has a lag effect where they pull $50 billion a month from the economy and they start to dry up liquidity. And actually that drying up of liquidity, even if they stop, it continues to have its effect months into the future from when they stop it. So they're just stopping it around now. They're starting to work on stopping it. But the effect will lag on for a few months into the future. Now, when they go to quantitative easing again, quantitative easing 4, of course, then they're going to start pumping money back into the system. And there's a couple months lag effect on that before it actually gets starts to have an effect, that new money, that new fresh money into the system. It's just like picture if you had a doctor had a patient on a bed, you know, and he decided to drain blood out of the patient. That's what they're doing with quantitative tightening. But then later he said, oh, I've went too far, I've drained too much blood out, now I got to go ahead and pump more in. And so this is what they're doing. It's just like they're working on a dying patient. This financial system we have right now is like a patient that died, and they're keeping him alive with life support ever since 2008 until now. It died back in 2008, the system, the financial system. And it's been on life support. Quantitative easing is life support. Of course, they've got to keep it going. There's no choice. Anyway, listen, thank you guys for listening to this market report. You guys have a really nice day and the rest of the day, and we'll catch you again very soon on another show. Bye-bye, guys.